All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Houston Texans. Now, everybody right now is and should be enamored by CJ Stroud. He's throwing for 303 yards per game. He has 6 touchdowns. More importantly, he has 0 interceptions. He's got a rating of 100.6, but he's doing things you don't see from a rookie quarterback. You don't even see this stuff from every quarterback in their first season, second season, third season. He sees the field. He throws with anticipation, and it's just so rare for a rookie QB. And every time CJ Stroud, even in college, when he got drafted, in preseason, in training camp, through the first month of the season, he is everything a GM, an owner, a head coach, a fan. He's everything you want. He's professional. He's respectful. He's hardworking, but in general, he's just a smart dude. Not only does he have high football IQ, he's got a high just IQ in general. Like, the dude's a leader. I mean, some people have it, some people don't. He's one of 2 quarterbacks in the league right now with over 1,000 yards and 0 interceptions. That's a recipe for success. Whether it's your rookie season or your season or your career in general, CJ Stroud right now looks like he's been in the league for at least 10 seasons. And the thing about Houston is they're getting healthier and healthier and healthier. You're getting your all-pro left tackle back. Shaq Mason's getting healthy. Titus Howard is getting healthy. It doesn't end just there. Offensively and defensively, Houston was banged up into the season. They're getting healthy. And so before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with a couple of Texans videos every single week. Texas fans, I love you guys so much. Hope to get to a game at some point in this season. I'm also excited for Rockets basketball. If we try and get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So I was listening to my boy, I'm a cheesehead, James Jones, former wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, talking about CJ Stroud and just his thoughts on him. And he brought up a great point. How good do you make your teammates look? Now, on this channel, we were a little bit more bullish on the Houston Texans than maybe mainstream media or a casual fan was. We're sitting back here and we're thinking to ourselves, I think CJ Stroud is the dude. All right. Disregard Bryce Young, disregard the other QBs. CJ Stroud is a Houston Texan. Will Anderson Jr. is a Houston Texan. D'Amico Ryans is your new head coach. I like what they have. But the narrative was, and for good reason, there was no clear-cut wide receiver one. Now, on this channel, once again, we're sitting back here and we're thinking, I don't know why Nico Collins won't be a 1,000-yard receiver. I don't know why by the end of the season he won't be one of the more established rising star wide receiver ones in the National Football League. So far, that has come true. We'll talk about Tank. We'll talk about Nico. We'll talk about all these guys later on in the video. But the offensive line also was a huge nitpick. And we're taking a look on paper and we're thinking it just really won't be that bad. And keep in mind, the offensive line is the spine of your offense. For great offensive line play, it's the players you have, it's the scheme, but more importantly, it also is the play calling. And it gives me a great indication not only of CJ, D'Amico, the play calling, it's just the culture in general. There's something special brewing in Houston. It's a physical team, man. It's a physical team, and they're absolutely relentless. But what I've really noticed about Houston, especially with D'Amico Ryans, CJ Stroud, and these guys, is they will outwork you every single time. They will outwork you. And that is the perfect mentality to have. That's the way I was raised. My dad used to tell me all the time, I outwork everybody. Not me personally. I was a little boy, but he's saying, I just outwork everybody. Maybe I'm not the smartest guy. Maybe I'm not the hardest thought-provoking person, whatever it is, but I'm gonna outwork you. I'm gonna outwork every single one of my competition, and that's the vibe that I get from this team. That's what I am getting from this Houston Texans squad. So yeah, you're coming off phenomenal wins. I don't care what people have to say. I don't care if you think Kenny Pickett is a bad quarterback, if Matt Canada is a bad play caller. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is one of the best in the entire National Football League. They held not only Pittsburgh's offense to 0 touchdowns and 6 points, but they put up 30 freaking points against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I know Pittsburgh's in a weird spot 1 month into the season, but still, I don't pick the opponents. The Texans don't pick the opponents. They obliterated them. I mean, it was embarrassing. I am big on Pittsburgh, which makes this difficult to say. They embarrassed them. They embarrassed Jacksonville the week ahead of it. So let's take a look at some of this talent that they have. So right now, CJ Stroud, like we said, everybody's enamored by him, as they should. He passed this past weekend for 306 yards and 2 touchdowns with 0 interceptions for a rating of 111.3. He ranks 4th in the NFL with 1,200 passing yards, 1,212 passing yards. That's the second most ever by a player in their first 4 NFL games ever. Cam Newton is ahead of him. Now, we do want to take it with grains of salt because, he joined Gardner Minshew in 2019 as the only QBs ever with 0 interceptions in their first 4 career starts. So we're going to take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying, Gardner Minshew is a bad quarterback, but, we're a month into the season. He still is a rookie QB. He's going to make mistakes, but the offense is a lot more underrated than I think a lot of people. I just think it's a relatively disrespected offense. And, guys like Dameon Pierce, I'm huge on Dameon Pierce. I know some Texans fans, recently could be a little bit split on him, but some good news was this past weekend against Pittsburgh. He had a season high 108 scrimmage yards, season high 81 rushes, 27 receiving yards last week. 7th career game with 100 plus scrimmage yards. He has a rush touchdown in 2 of the past 3 games. Then obviously we've got our young and rookie wide receiver in Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Well, Nico Collins, I'm so glad, by the way, that I started him in fantasy football and will do for the rest of the season. This past weekend, he had 7 catches for a career high 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's the most receiving yards by a Houston player since 2020. My Notre Dame legend, Will Fuller, had 171. So he's now one of 2 in the NFL, with Tyreek Hill, by the way, with 125 plus receiving yards and reception touchdown in multiple games this season. He has 6 or more catches in 3 of 4 games in 2023, and he ranks 5th in the entire National Football League with 428 receiving yards. Tank Dell, the rookie, quiet week last week against Pittsburgh, but if you've been watching Texans football, you are also extremely excited about his future. So he's a rookie. He has 5 plus catches, 70 plus receiving yards, and a reception touchdown in 2 of the past 3 games, and he currently ranks 2nd among rookies with 267 receiving yards on the season. So the offense it's just sputtered with young, rising talent. And as we alluded to in the beginning of this video, your offensive line, which was extremely banged up to start the season and through the first 4 months of the season, they're getting healthy. They're getting healthier and healthier, not only on the offensive line, but on the defense as well. The defense has held up surprisingly well, especially against Jacksonville and Pittsburgh in these last 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, Will Anderson, he gets double teamed every single possession, it feels like, and he's still statistically one of the best defensive players in the league, not only for a rookie, but just defensive linemen, defensive players in general. So Will Anderson Jr., I mean, there are pockets, like, for example, I'm thinking next season for Houston, target a defensive tackle, target a linebacker. It's a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. I'm not saying Houston's going to sit back here and win 12 games this upcoming season. I wouldn't be shocked if they won 10. I wouldn't be shocked. I would imagine they're going to be an above 500 team. Regardless, the future is looking extremely bright. But man, oh man, this upcoming weekend against Atlanta, if they win it and CJ Stroud plays like how he played in the first month of the season, oh boy, I'm speechless. So that's it for tonight. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give me a confidence meter on CJ Stroud down below. 1 being least confident, 10 being we got our guy. We got our guy. He's a superstar, future superstar. I'm sold. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time.